بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وأصلح لنا شأننا كله ولا تكلنا إلى أنفسنا طرفة عين. So, Bismillah. So we will continue with الدرس الثالث. So before we continue with الدرس الثالث, the third lesson, then we will go through the homework which was set last week, as we didn't have the chance last week due to the program not working through Microsoft. So the homework set last week was translate the following sentences in your notebook. So number one was the donkey is dirty and the horse is clean. So as we have here, it says الحمار وسخ والحصان نظيف. الحمار وسخ والحصان نظيف. So obviously when you're marking, then make sure you have, or that the nouns end with either one dhamma or two dhammas. So it's الحمار وسخ والحصان نظيف. الثانية, the mosque is open and the house is closed, which should read المسجد مفتوح والبيت مغلق. المسجد مفتوح والبيت مغلق. Number three, the book is heavy and the pen is light, which should read الكتاب ثقيل. As you can see here, there is an error, typing error, which I can fix now. البيت ثقيل والقلم خفيف. الكتاب ثقيل والقلم خفيف. And then we had the cat is hot and the camel is cold. القط حار. Again, typing error there. القط حار والجمل بارد. القط حار والجمل بارد. Then we had the moon is far and the star is near. القمر بعيد والنجم قريب. القمر بعيد والنجم قريب. In the sixth sentence, the engineer is standing and the imam is sitting. المهندس واقف والإمام جالس. Then we had the shirt is clean and the tissue is dirty, or the handkerchief. القميص نظيف والمنديل وسخ. القميص نظيف والمنديل وسخ. And then number 8, the chair is broken and the desk is new. الكرسي مكسور والمكتب جديد. الكرسي مكسور والمكتب جديد. You can see here as well, the wow is missing. There we are. And then number 9, the teacher is new and the student is old. المدرس جديد والطالب قديم. المدرس جديد والطالب قديم. And the last one, the doctor is far and the man is close. الطبيب بعيد والرجل قريب. الطبيب بعيد والرجل قريب. And then A further exercise which was posted in the group was translating, I think it was 8 sentences from Arabic to English. And these were a bit of a test, as some of the words we hadn't studied. So as we mentioned, all that's required is your effort. Maybe try and find out, use a dictionary. So the first sentence, I haven't typed them up here, I'll just read them out and then I'll give you the translation. So the first sentence was Allahu ghafurun wa rahimun. Allahu ghafurun wa rahimun, which should translate, Allah is forgiving and merciful. And the second one, Muhammadun sallallahu alayhi wa sallam nabiyyun wa rasulun. Muhammadun sallallahu alayhi wa sallam nabiyyun wa rasulun. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is a prophet and a messenger. And the third one, Allahu jamilun. Allahu jamilun. Allah is beautiful. As taken from the hadith, Allahu jamilun yuhibbul jamal. Allah is beautiful and he loves beauty. And the fourth one was al-jamalu hayawan ajibun. Al-jamalu hayawan ajibun. That the camel is an amazing animal. Hayawan is animal. And ajib can mean strange, and it can also mean amazing, depending how it's used. The fifth one was Khalidun mudarrisun salihun. Khalidun mudarrisun salihun. So Khalid is a righteous teacher. Then the sixth one, Al-Ka'batu baytun jamilun. Al-Ka'batu baytun jamilun. The Kaaba is a beautiful house. And then the last two, Al-Huruf al-Qamariyah, which we went through in lesson 3, the moon letters, and Al-Hurufu al-Shamsiyyatu, the sun letters. طيب. So going back to the lesson, Bismillah. So we reached this part in the last lesson, Al-Kalimatu al-Jadidatu, and if we remember, we studied Al-Hurufu al-Qamariyya wa-Shamsiyya, that we studied the sun and the moon letters. And we mentioned that it's basically half of the alphabet are split into Al-Huruf al-Qamariyya and half of them are split into Al-Shamsiyya. So we mentioned these. This is not something that you generally have to memorize. You don't have to memorize which letters are Qamariyya and Shamsiyya, but when reading, you should know how to read them. And we mentioned that when Alif and Lam, if we remember last week, the main rule of the lesson was Lamu at-Ta'rif. Lamu at-Ta'rif, which is the lam of definition. As we have a word, for example, baytun, it just means a house. It's not definite. Okay, so we mentioned before, or we can call it nakiratun. So let's type that again. We say nakira. Nakira is indefinite. Nakiratun, and then when we add alif and lam, it becomes ma'rifah, it becomes definite. Nakira and ma'rifah. So definite and indefinite. So we mentioned that when we add alif and lam to a noun, then it makes it definite, and it also causes the noun to end with one dhamma instead of two. Cause it to end with one dhamma instead of two. And that was the main rule of last lesson. That al-bayt from baytun al-baytu. Baytun al-baytu. And we do that with everything. So remember the Qamariya, that when we read them with alif and lam, that we pronounce the alif and lam fully along with the letter. So we say abun al-abu, ba babun al-babu, jim al-jannatu. And the huruf al-shamsiyya, that we do not pronounce the lam, we read straight through it to the first letter of the noun, and it also has a shadda on it. So we say shamsun ash-shamsu, ash-shamsu. Okay, so we come to the last exercise of ad-dars al-thalith, because we stopped because I thought we'd spent too much time on the lesson. So we continue with tamarino. So we'll take this exercise. Tamrinun, as we mentioned before, means exercise. Tamrinun. Okay, so for those wishing to read, and generally we're encouraging the men, inshallah, to read after taking advice from some of the scholars. So those who are willing to read, if you put your hands up, and then I would randomly select for you to read throughout the lesson. But please, you can only read if you're in a quiet place and there's a lot of background noise, your mic works fine, and you know how to turn your mic on and off very quickly, and that you're present. Because we'll be calling out people's names and they're not even there. So only switch it on when I ask you to read. Okay, trying not to get people who've read before. So if you read last lesson, then just lower your hand. Riyadh. Okay, so we have Noble, Aqib, Abdul Qadir, Bilal, Riyadh. Riyadh, please mute your mic. There we go. Then Abu Abdurrahman, Umar Awais, Wudud Ansari, Talha. Just keep your mic on mute, please. Okay, Sayyid, and then we have Talha. طيب, so continuing, he says اقرأ الكلمات الآتية واكتبها مراعيا قواعد نطق الحروف القمرية والشمسية. So the author says, read the following words and write them by paying close attention to the principles of, or the rules of reading of the حروف القمرية and شمسية. So the author, he wants to know, are you going to read them? Are you going to say al-baytu, or are you going to read it ab-baytu? Ab-baytu. Okay, so let me see if I can slightly make this a bit bigger. There we go. Okay, so Sayyid, if you want to read the first one.
السلام عليكم.
Salam.
البيت.
البيت. البيت. نعم. So when I ask you to read, you read this, read the word, you say al-baytu, and then say harf shamsi or harf qamari. Tell me which one it is. Is it shamsi or qamari? Or you can just say shamsi or qamari. So say it shamsi am qamari?
قمري.
قمري. نعم. Next one, Talha.
الديك.
الديك. الديك. نعم. شمسي أم قمري؟
هذا شمسي.
هذا شمسي. نعم. جيد. ودود.
مدرس.
Again.
المدرس.
المدرس. نعم. Because you cut out, so we didn't hear the beginning. المدرس. قمري أم شمسي؟
قمري.
قمري. And remember, those who are listening, that just because you're not reading, you can say the answer yourself, just to test yourself. So when you're at home, just say قمري or شمسي. Now, next one, Omar. Omar Weiss.
الباب.
الباب. الباب. نعم. شمسي أم قمري؟
قمري.
قمري. نعم. Next one, رياض.
نعم.
الطالب. Again.
الطالب.
الطالب. الطالب. نعم بشدة. الطالب. شمسي أم
شمسية.
قمري؟
شمسية.
شمسي. نعم. بلال. نعم بلال.
Yes.
تفضل.
السكر. السكر, which is
لا,
الشمس.
السكر. السكر. نعم. السكر. نعم. شمسي أم قمري؟
الشمس.
شمسي. نعم. جيد. Next one, عبد القادر. Are you عبد القادر? Which one was عبد القادر? عبد القادر. السلام.
الدفتر.
الدفتر. نعم. شمسي أم قمري؟
شمسي.
نعم. عبد القادر، ضع الدفتر في جملة مفيدة. فهمت كلامي؟
الدفتر يعني جملة. الدفتر مفيد. الدفتر جميل.
نعم. الدفتر جميل. So I said to him, ضع الدفتر في جملة مفيدة. I said to him, put دفتر in a suitable sentence. So he said, الدفتر جميل. جيد. Next one, عاقب.
السلام عليكم.
السلام.
الأخ.
الأخ. نعم الأخ. الأخ شمسي أم قمري؟
القمري.
القمري. ما معنى الأخ؟
brother.
Brother. Well done. So put it in a sentence.
الأخ جميل.
الأخ جميل. أحسنت. شكرا يا عاقب. طيب أبو أحمد. نوبل.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
الرسول.
الرسول. الرسول. So is your kunya Abu Ahmad?
نعم.
Okay, so you would write it like this as a side point. You add a wow to the ba like that.
Okay.
Abu Ahmad. That's how you, and we'll study, because ab is what's called min asma al-khams. It's from 5 particular nouns.
Oh.
And we'll study, just like akhun is the same. So if you wanted, so Abu Ahmad means what?
The father of Ahmed.
The father of Ahmad. So if I wanted to say the brother of Ahmad, if you see here akh, it has no wow, yeah?
No.
But when we want to say the brother of Ahmad, we have to add a wow to the word akh.
Okay.
This is just a quick side point.
Okay.
Being a teacher, when you see errors, you want to correct them.
Barakallah fiqh.
Hayakallah. Okay, next one. So he read Ar-Rasulu. Ar-Rasulu. Naam, so harf shamsi. Next one. Let's have Sulaiman. Sulaiman. Abu.
الوجه.
الوجه. الوجه. نعم. حرف شمسي أم قمري؟
قمري.
قمري. ما معنى الوجه؟
face.
Face. نعم. So الوجه is a new word. الوجه, face. And you all know it. Some of you, if you didn't know it, you know it without knowing it. Like the plural is wujuh. As in Surah Ghashiyah, wujuhun yawma'idhin wujuh. نعم. Next one. Ishaq. Is it Ishaq or Isaac or Ishaq? No? Okay, we go back up to Sayyid.
الصديق.
الصديق. نعم. الصديق. الصديق. نعم. شمسي أم قمري؟
هذا شمسي.
شمسي. ما معنى الصديق؟
the friend.
The friend. نعم. الصديق. The friend. ممتاز. Next one. طلحة. طلحة سليمان. Whoever's unmuted their mic, you need to mute it. Ishaq, you need to mute your mic afterwards now. Okay, next one. Wudud. Talha's not ready.
القرآن.
القرآن. نعم. القرآن. نعم. قمري أم شمسي؟
قمري.
قمري. ما معنى القرآن؟
The Quran.
The Quran. It literally means that which is recited or read. That's the literal meaning of it. Next one, Umar Uwais. Okay, you've been playing around with your settings too much. As-salatu, as-salatu. نعم. Umar, is it حرف شمسي أم قمري؟
شمسي.
شمسي. نعم. I think you got the reverb on your mic. نعم. الصلاة. ما معنى الصلاة؟
The prayer.
The prayer. And as many of you may know, that the literal meaning of as-salatu is ad-du'a'u, supplication. And the meaning of as-salatu is ad-du'a'u, supplication. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran to his messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَصَلُّوا عَلَيْهِمْ وَصَلُّوا عَلَيْهِمْ. With regards to the dead, he said to him, وَصَلُّوا عَلَيْهِمْ إِنَّ صَلَاتَكَ سَكَنٌ لَهُمْ. That he said, and make dua for them. إِنَّ صَلَاتَكَ, indeed your salah, i.e. your dua, سَكَنٌ لَهُمْ, is a source of comfort for them. Now, next one. So who's next? Bilal.
الكعبة.
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 نعم. الكعبة. ما معنى الكعبة؟
The قبلة.
لا قبلة is a direction. الكعبة is بيت الله.
بيت الله.
Yeah, what we all know. It's معروف. People say كعبة, كعبة, الكعبة. نعم. حرف شمسي أم قمري؟
قمري.
نعم. جيد. And then we'll quickly go for the rest. So we have الرأس, الرأس, which حرف شمسي, which means, so a new word, which means head. الرأس, رأس, الرأس, the head. And then we have الإصبع, الإصبع. الإصبع is this. إصبع is a finger. And it can also mean your toes as well. In Arabic, they say إصبع is referred to your fingers and to your toes. And the word إصبع, you cannot, you can't make a mistake when pronouncing this word, because al-isba' is said 9 different ways. So you can say al-isba', al-isbi', al-isbu', or you can read it as al-asba', al-asbi', al-asbu', or you can say al-usba', al-usbi' or al-usbu'. So no matter what you put below the alif, or it's a kasra, fatha, dhamma, or whatever you put below the ba, if it's fatha, kasra, dhamma, you can't mispronounce it. Al-isba'. So remember, you can say it 9 different ways. Okay, and then the next one we have as-sabunu, as-sabun. So sad, as-sabun, harf shamsi. Everybody knows sabun is in many different languages, Urdu, and so they say sabun. So it's soap. So another new word, sabun, is soap, asba', sabun. And then we have al-dhufru, al-dhufru. Al-dhufru is your fingernail. Dhufrun is a fingernail. And it's harf shamsi here. Al-dhufru, fingernail, harf shamsi. And then we have al-fajru, harf qamari. Al-dhuhru, which is the prayer. Remember the one of the words we did in last lesson was al-dhahru, with a fatha on the dha. Dhahr is back. Dhuhr is what's commonly known as the prayer time. And we have al-dhufr, الظفر, which is fingernail. And then we have al-asru, so it's حرف قمري, المغرب حرف قمري, and العشاء حرف قمري. طيب, so we have البيت, الديك, المدرس, الباب, الطالب, السكر, الدفتر, الأخ, الرسول, الوجه, الصديق, القرآن, الصلاة, الكعبة, الرأس, الإصبع, or however you want to pronounce it, الصابون, الظفر, الفجر, الظهر, العصر, المغرب, العشاء. And then as a quick side point, then we'll go on to name. So we'll talk about the hand. So as we've all studied in the last lesson, so the word for hand is yadun, ya and dal, yadun. And then the word for fingers, as we just mentioned, is al-isba'. And the word for fingernail is al-dhufru. And then the word for the length of your hand, or the palm, then we call it rahatun. Ra, alif, ha, ta marbuta. Just correct that. So just make it a bit clearer. Rahatun. And then the thumb is called ibham, ibhamun. And then the index finger is called the sababa. From the word sab, mean to curse or to blame. Because it's the finger, you constantly point at people and blame them. Sababa. And then the middle finger, you call it wusta, the middle. As many of you, some of you know, that Salatul Asr in the Quran, it's mentioned as Salatul Wusta. Allah says, Hafidhu ala salati wa salatil wusta. That protect and guard as-salawat, the prayers, and he particularly mentions was salatil wusta, and the middle prayer. And then this finger is called so the sad. Oh, that's terrible. It's called the binsar. Binsar. Let's say that's a sad. So binsar, and then the little finger is called the khinsar. So you should be making notes of this in your book. Binsar, so that's a noon, and the khinsar. Binsarun, khinsarun. And then we have this part here is called rusagh, with a ghain, rusaghun, rusagh, your wrist. And there's actually names for the different parts of the hand as well in the Arabic language. That's how detailed the Arabic language is. And I think there's even names for the 3 parts of the fingers as well. طيب, so فنقف هنا. So we'll stop here. We'll break for Salat al-Maghrib. And then we'll come back to start lesson 4 بإذن صلى الله على نبينا محمد. طيب, بسم الله والحمد لله ونصلي ونسلم على رسول الله. بسم الله نبدأ. So we'll begin our lesson on الدرس الرابع, درس جديد. Bismillah. So we have الدرس الجديد. درس الجديد. So if you notice, I'm trying to try to use a new print. I think it's clearer and slightly larger. So الدرس الرابع البيت في البيت. المسجد في المسجد. المكتب على المكتب. السرير على السرير. نعم. So if we go back to our previous lessons, so the last lesson where we studied just normal words like baytun. So I mentioned baytun, and it ends with 2 dhammas. نعم ضمتان. Now, so we studied baytun, so generally nouns that they end with 2 dhammas. And then in the last lesson, we studied alif al-lam, which is lam al-ta'rif, and that when alif and lam, when they come before a noun, then they change it from 2 dhammas to just dhammatun wahidatun, as we see in examples. So now in this lesson, we're studying something new. So as we just read, al-baytu fil bayti. And remember what we keep saying, that whenever the nouns change from a dhamma to a kasra or a fatha, you always have to look before to see what came before it that made it change. So obviously in this case, fil bayti, so this fi, this word here, is responsible from changing it from a dhamma to a kasra. Fil bayti, fil bayti, and fi means in. So we have the word al baytu, the house, and now it becomes fil bayti, in the house. Al masjidu fil masjidi. So we have the mosque, fil masjidi, in the mosque. And the best way to explain this, for example, we have the word ism, and we have Allah, the name of Allah. So all of us know that before we eat, or before we start any type of action, then it's highly recommended we say Bismillahi. So this ba is the same as this fi and this ala, that when it comes before a noun, it makes the noun change from a dhamma to a kasra. That's why we say Bismi Allahi, Bismillahi. So this ba is known ba lil-isti'ana, the ba that you use for seeking help. So when you say Bismillah, you're saying, in the name of Allah, I seek help, and in whatever you're doing, then that is muqaddar. That is like what you're seeking, why you're saying Bismillah. So if whatever action you're starting, when you say Bismillah, you are saying, in the name of Allah, I seek help to do such and such, whatever it is that you're doing. Naam. So So these are known in the Arabic language, as we'll cover at the end of the lesson, as harful jar, which are known in the English language as prepositions, for those who have a grasp on the grammar. Now, so all we need to know for now is that fi and ala, that they mean, so fi means in, and ala, al-maktabu, ala al-maktabi, so the desk, ala al-maktabi is on. And then we have as-sariru, the bed, ala as-sariri, again on the bed, ala as-sariri. So all we need to know at the moment is fi and ala, they mean on. No, fi means in, ala means on, and when they come before a word, they change it from having a dhamma to a kasra. So that, for example, we have the word up here, baytun. If we put fi before it, then it changes it from 2 dhammas to 2 kasras. So it's like for like. If it has 1 dhamma, like here, it has 1 dhamma. Why? Because of alif and lam. So then it will change it from 1 dhamma to 1 kasra. So the same here, baytun, we say fi baytin, in a house. Now, so I hope that's clear. So as I said, all we need to know right now is that fi and ala, the meanings, fi is in, ala is on, and that when they come before a word, they change it from a dhamma to a kasra. Now, okay, so now we have a short conversation. So I'll pick, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have Sayyid and Talha. So Sayyid, if you read the question, and then Talha, he will read the answers. So we're going from this, so here's the question and here's the answer. We're going like this. Now, so تفضل.
أين محمد؟
Ustad, I don't know what that means.
You don't have to know what it means. Can you read it?
What do I read? Huwa fil
Yeah.
ghurfa. Huwa fil ghurfa.
T.
Huwa fil ghurfati.
نعم. أين محمد هو في الغرفة. نعم. So أين means where. So we say أين محمد, where is Muhammad? So we can use that on any name. أين فاطمة, أين محمد, أين خديجة. نعم. And then the answer, Talha, he says هو في الغرفة. نعم. Talha, why does الغرفة, why does it end with a kasra?
Because there is a fi before the word.
Because fi came before it. Now, so another new word here we have huwa, translates as he. Yeah, so huwa is he, or if it's an object like ayn al-kitab, where's the book, we would say it. We say huwa. So we refer, so huwa can mean him, or it can mean it, or it can mean he. So طلحة, ما معنى هو في الغرفة؟ So we're saying أين Muhammad, where's Muhammad?
He is in the.
So غرفة is a new word. Room.
Oh.
He's in the room. So هو في الغرفة, he's in the room. We say هو في المسجد, هو في البيت, هو في المدرسة. نعم. So أين محمد؟ هو في الغرفة. Okay, simple sentences. Where's Muhammad? هو في الغرفة. So now you can use these sentences. أين عمر؟ هو في الغرفة. أين الإمام؟ هو في المسجد. نعم, next one we have Wudud and Umar. So Wudud, if you read the question, Umar read the answer.
وأين ياسر؟
وأين ياسر؟ وأين ياسر؟ نعم, عمر.
هو في الحمام.
هو في الحمام. نعم. So Wudud, ما معنى وأين ياسر?
And where is ياسر?
And where is Yasir? And Umar, he says هو في الحمام.
He is in the kitchen. She is in the kitchen. She is in the kitchen.
Yasir, she.
Oh, he is in the bathroom.
Yeah, your uncle wouldn't like that. So هو, he's in. Hammam is a new word, bathroom. Bathroom. So there's a few translations for hammam is also known as them steam rooms as well. They call them hammam. Also, it's another word for an old word, I think, for swimming as well. هو في الحمام. So where is أين ياسر؟ هو في الحمام. He. هو في الحمام. نعم. Next one we have Bilal and Abdul Qadir. So Bilal, read the question.
وأين آمنة؟
وأين آمنة? Pay attention. وأين آمنة? عبد القادر.
هي في المطبخ.
هي في المطبخ. نعم. ما معنى هي في المطبخ؟
She is in kitchen.
She's in the kitchen. So هو is masculine, he or it, and then here is feminine, she, or it if the object is feminine. So هو is for a man, here is for a woman. Here. As we say, قل هو الله الأحد. So Allah says, قل, say, هو الله أحد. Say he is Allah al-Ahad, the one. هو. نعم. قل هو الله أحد. أحد, not al-Ahad. نعم. So next one. So ما معنى المطبخ? القادر.
Kitchen.
Kitchen. نعم. Then we have Abu Ahmed, Noble, and Ali. Are you there, Ali?
نعم.
نعم. تفضل.
أين الكتاب؟
أين الكتاب؟ علي.
على المكتب.
Again.
هو على المكتب.
هو على المكتب. نعم. So أين الكتاب? Where's the book? And then Ali, ما معنى هو على المكتب?
It is on the table.
Good.
Yes.
So هو here, why did you translate it as it? Because غير عاقل, non-intellect. It's not a human. نعم. So here the authors showing you the difference between masculine and feminine. هو, here. When do we say she and when do we say it? Even though in Arabic we just say huwa and here, there's no difference. أين الكتاب؟ هو على المكتب. So it is on the desk. And let's go back to the top. So let's have Talha and Wudud.
Should I start or Wadud?
So it'll be the first one. Talha, yeah.
وأين الساعة؟
وأين الساعة؟
هي على السرير.
هي على السرير. نعم. طلحة, ما معنى وأين الساعة؟
And where is forgot what sa'a means.
Sa'a. So sa'a has many meanings. It can mean watch with a C. It can mean clock. Or it can mean hour. يسألونك عن الساعة أيان مرساها. They ask you about the hour, i.e. the day of judgment, and clock or watch. So here we're referring to a watch. وأين الساعة, and where is the watch? هي على السرير. نعم. ودود, ما معنى هي على السرير?
It is on the bed.
It is on the bed. نعم. So we have, so in this sentence, in this lesson, we're studying two prepositions, حرف الجر في وعلى. So في means in, على means on, and when they come before a noun, they change it from a dhamma to a kasra. From a dhamma to a kasra. So here we've just done a small conversations of asking questions and answering them. So yeah. So I hope this part is clear. So, and then we have huwa is masculine, it means he, and then hiya, it means she. There's a point I had in my head and I forgot it. It'll come back to me. So then we have, sorry?
I was just going to ask about the single dhamma on the amina.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. No, we'll get to that. Okay, so we'll start تمارين exercises أجب عن الأسئلة الآتية. So answer from the following questions. So these questions are related to this part of the book, to this small conversation that we just had. So you have to answer related to this. So let's go with Umar Uwais first. أين الكتاب? So, sorry. Yeah.
هو على المكتب.
نعم. So we say هو على المكتب. So remember, before this lesson, if I was to ask you أين الكتاب, then you would have replied الكتاب على المكتب, because we hadn't studied هو. So it still makes sense if I was to say أين الكتاب and you said الكتاب على المكتب, then that would be a correct sentence. And likewise now هو على المكتب is correct. Or even if you was to answer على المكتب, then that's a sufficient answer as well. But you should answer according to the lesson. Next one, Bilal. أين محمد?
هو على السرير.
لا. Is he on the bed?
Oh, so you want me to say هو في الحمام?
لا, because he's not. ياسر في الحمام. أين محمد?
Oh, في الغرفة.
نعم. So again, أين محمد? Again.
هو في الغرفة.
هو في
الغرفة.
هو في الغرفة.
Yeah.
نعم. You 100% sure?
Yeah.
Why is it الغرفة?
He is in the room.
So why is it a dhamma? Why is it one dhamma?
Oh, because it's fi.
So what does fi do to the noun?
So it changes it from غرفة.
هو في الغرفة. نعم, I knew you'd get there in the end. So it's هو في الغرفة. نعم, هو في الغرفة. Don't worry, making mistakes is good because now everybody's just learned from that. هو في الغرفة. See, this is good because you have it stuck in your head that it ends with a dhamma, which is good. But now you have to train your brain that when ala and fi come before it, هو في الغرفة. Next one. Let's go. Let's have a few more like Umar bin Dris. No. علي. أين الساعة؟
هي على السرير.
نعم, ممتاز. هي على السرير. هي على السرير. هي على السرير. نعم, ما معنى الجملة؟
It is on the table.
So
it is on the bed. Sorry.
Yeah, so where is the watch? It's on the bed. نعم. Let's get a few more. إقبال الهندي إسحاق أبو بلال. نعم, so I've unmuted your mic. So
Hello. Assalamu alaikum.
Salam. So Ishaq, what's your name? ما اسمك? What's your name?
اسمي إسحاق.
إسحاق. نعم. So إسحاق, أين ياسر؟
نعم. هو في هو في حمامي.
هو في الحمام. نعم, هو في الحمام. نعم, ما معنى الجملة؟
Where is Yasir? He's in the restroom.
Hammam? Restroom, yeah. Bathroom, yeah.
I'm in the bathroom.
Okay, that's fine. نعم, شكرا.
Yeah.
طيب, next one. If you mute your mic, is هذا ممتاز. إقبال الهندي.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام. أين آمنة؟
هي في الغرفة.
هي في الغرفة. هذا جواب صحيح. Let's have a look. أين آمنة? I don't think that's right. أين آمنة؟ هي في
المطبخ.
هي في المطبخ. نعم, هي في المطبخ. نعم, ما معنى مطبخ؟
Kitchen.
She is in the kitchen. هي في المطبخ. نعم, أين آمنة؟ هي في المطبخ. نعم. So then we have let's have أبو بلال. أبو بلال. Ready, أبو بلال? Let's go to Umar Uwais. So I want you to read the sentence, the question first.
آمنة في الغرفة.
نعم, so آمنة في الغرفة. Remember, we've done this in lesson 1. What does mean?
Is.
So we're saying آمنة في الغرفة. آمنة في الغرفة. So is آمنة in the room. الجواب
لا هي في المطبخ.
سبيل لا هي في المطبخ. هي في المطبخ. لا هي في المطبخ. لا هي في المطبخ. So no, she's in the kitchen. Next one. ودود.
أياسر في المطبخ.
أياسر في المطبخ. الجواب
The answer is لا هو في الغرفة. No, هو في الحمام.
The answer would be لا هو في الحمام. لا هو في الحمام. So ياسر في المطبخ is ياسر in the kitchen. لا هو في المطبخ هو في الحمام. No, he's in the bathroom. Next one. طلحة.
من في الغرفة؟
من في الغرفة. ما معنى من في الغرفة؟
Who is in the room?
نعم. So remember من is who. من في الغرفة. Who's in the room?
محمد.
محمد
في
محمد
الغرفة. في
نعم.
الغرفة.
محمد في الغرفة. جيد. محمد في الغرفة. من في الغرفة؟ محمد في الغرفة. ألف. نعم. Let's go. سيد.
Yes.
تفضل.
ومن في الحمام.
ومن في الحمام.
And who is in the bathroom? ياسر في الحمام.
نعم. ياسر في الحمام. نعم. ياسر في الحمام. ياسر is in the bathroom. So ومن في الحمام and who's in the bathroom? ياسر في الحمام. نعم. بلال أحمد.
Yes.
تفضل. Read the question.
What is on the...
لا بالعربية. In Arabic.
ماذا على المكتبي.
نعم. ماذا على المكتب؟
الكتاب هو على المكتب.
So we just have to say that's correct, but we just have to say الكتاب على المكتب. But what you said الكتاب هو على المكتب, that's correct. But in the Arabic language, to be short and concise is always the best thing. That when your speech is shorter, then it's better. نعم. الكتاب على المكتب. نعم. أنا let's have علي.
ماذا على السرير؟
ماذا على السرير؟
الساعة.
So ما معنى ماذا؟
What is on the bed?
نعم. So in the first lesson we studied ما, which means what, and also ماذا also means what. ماذا. So if we was to break it down, ذا is what we say حرف التنبيه, is it's what you use to like indicate to something to catch someone's attention. We say ذا. So ذا literally means like this. So when you say هذا, the ha is tanbih, is when you're trying to get someone's attention. So you say to them ha, and you say the. So this is, when you say ha the, you're saying this is. So I don't know if that makes sense, but never mind. So ماذا على السرير, what's on the bed? So what did you say again?
الساعة على السرير.
So الساعة على السرير. الساعة على السرير. Is correct?
No, على السرير.
على السرير. So did I write it correct?
No.
What's wrong?
It should be a re in the end.
It should be re on the end. What's it called?
Because of ala.
No,
ala.
what's this called?
The,
a dhamma. So it should have a kasra.
Kasra.
Yeah, well done. So على السرير. So why does it end with a kasra and not a dhamma?
Because of ala.
Because of على. نعم. ما معنى على? What does على mean?
I mean on the table, on the bed.
On. نعم. طيب. So we have the 10 sentences. Let's go through them again. أين الكتاب هو على المكتب. أين محمد هو في الغرفة. أين الساعة هي على السرير. أين ياسر هو في الحمام. أين آمنة هي في المطبخ. أآمنة في الغرفة. لا، هي في المطبخ. أياسر في المطبخ. لا، هو في الحمام. من في الغرفة. محمد في الغرفة. ومن في الحمام. ياسر في الحمام. ماذا على المكتب. الكتاب على المكتب. ماذا على السرير. الساعة على السرير. So again, so fi means in, ala means on, and when they come before a noun, then they change it from one dhamma to a kasra, or if it has two dhammas, they change it from two to two kasras. And just remember, that's why you say Bismillahi. That's why the meme has a kasra, because of the ba. This ba is also preposition like fi and ala. And another one to remember is what you all know without even knowing it is, let's have Talha. Naam, Talha, when you take an oath by Allah, what do you say?
Wallahi.
You say Wallahi. Wallahi. Why does Allah end with a kasra?
Because there's a wow before. Because
Yeah, but wow, remember we studied wow means and, isn't it?
Yeah.
And, but this wow in the Arabic language, it's called wow al-qasam, the wow of taking an oath. And it's also, it's harfu jar, it's the same as ala and it's the same as fi, that when it comes before a word, then it changes it from a dhamma to a kasra. Just like fi and ala, what we've just done, wallahi is also the same.
But
that's why we say, yeah.
Just question. So you can only, is that because wow is only, we'd only use it with Allah's name? Is that right? That's the
yes,
only
yes. Only with Allah, His names and His attributes. Yes. Wallahi. We can say it like this, for example. ورب الكعبة. Sorry.
Oh, I thought it's Warabul.
No, it's ورب الكعبة.
Oh.
No, I couldn't fit it on there. I thought he would write at the end. Now, so this wow, why? So the point is, we say, I'm just pointing it out because we're on this lesson. So ala and fi, they're also commonly, it's common, especially amongst Arabs and our Somali brothers also. They like to say wallahi, wallahi, wallah, wallah. So wallahi, the reason why it's he is because it's the same as ala and fi, waw al-qasam. The wow of so that was just a side point. طيب, so we have تمرين اقرأ واكتب مع ضبط أواخر الكلمات. So obviously this is an exercise. The author wants to see, are you going to read them with a dhamma or with a kasra? So from the top, let's have Sayyid. So read the first word.
المدرسة.
Al-madrasatu. You were about to say al-mudarris.
Yes.
Everybody does that, yeah. So al-madrasatu. نعم. ما معنى المدرسة؟
The school.
نعم. So madrasa, school. School. Next one, Talha.
في المدرسة.
في المدرسة. ما معنى في المدرسة؟
In the مساجد.
In the لا مدرسة.
Oh, in the lesson.
لا.
In the masjid.
لا.
مدرسة.
Look at the screen.
Oh, in in the school.
In the school. نعم. في المدرسة. نعم. So if I was to say to you, أين المدرس? You would say.
So
هو.
أين
المدرس?
Where is the masjid is that?
لا. Where's the teacher? أين المدرس?
Oh, مدرس.
Yeah. You say هو في المدرسة. نعم. Next one. ودود.
في البيت.
في البيت. في البيت. نعم. Next one. عمر.
البيت.
البيت. البيت. بلال.
الغرفة.
الغرفة. الغرفة. نعم. Next one. عبد القادر.
الحمام.
الحمام. ما معنى الحمام؟
bathroom.
bathroom. نعم. Next one. We just read. أبو أحمد. نوبو.
في المطبخ.
في المطبخ.
في المطبخ. sorry.
في المطبخ. نعم. في المطبخ. جيد. Next one. علي.
المكتب.
المكتب. المكتب. نعم. Let's go to إسحاق.
على المكتب.
على المكتب. نعم. على المكتب. And إسحاق, you did the last one as well? No, so we're here, sorry. على المكتب. عفوا.
No. على الكرسي.
جيد. على الكرسي. على الكرسي. نعم. So next one, Ali again.
السرير.
السرير. السرير. نعم. And then عمر.
على الكتاب. بي.
على الكتاب. على الكتاب. نعم. Let's have عبد القادر محسن. Again.
في المسجد.
في المسجد. نعم. في المسجد. ما معنى في المسجد؟
In the mosque.
In the mosque. نعم. جيد. So نعم, there was a correction with the ayah where I said وصلوا عليهم. It's وصلي عليهم when I mentioned about the meaning of as-salatu, meaning ad-du'a. And I quoted the ayah وصلوا عليهم. It's وصلي عليهم. Inna, obviously because Allah is talking to one. He's talking to the Prophet ﷺ. وصلي عليهم. Ahsant for whoever spotted that mistake. Mumtaz. That's when we hear people, obviously, when they make a mistake unknowingly, obviously, whilst reading the Quran, then we correct them, no matter who they are, because you know, it's the Quran. Obviously, it's the speech of Allah, and it should never be recited or quoted incorrectly. فَجَزَاكُمُ اللَّهُ خَيْرًا. Okay, so I'm not sure whether we should carry on or just stop there. Okay, so if everybody can put their hands down, and by way of show of hands, who would say that that's enough for today? Don't be embarrassed. If it's enough, then it's enough. نعم جيد. ممتاز. Excellent. طيب, so then as a quick recap, then obviously today, then all we need to know is that fi and ala, their meanings, which is fi means in and ala means on, and that when they come before a noun, they change it from a dhamma to a kasra. What I would like for everyone to do as part of their homework, if they're part of the chat on Telegram, is to find an ayah, or generally when you're reading the Quran next, look out for these words fi and ala, and you'll notice that the word after them takes a kasra. So we'll just quickly enable the chat in order for people to ask any questions if they have. Okay, it's enabled. How long is the class time and when is it starting? Okay, why do you use here? Hang on. Just don't write any questions yet. Just let me, because whenever you type, the question disappears. So why did you use here for watch and huwa for a book? Because just like because al-kitabu is masculine and as-sa'atu, which is watch, is feminine. So one we haven't got to yet, but let's just point it out. So generally, we scroll down. So here, as sister's asking, al-kitabu. So why did we use huwa for al-kitabu and as-sa'a for here? Because we mentioned al-kitabu is masculine and as-sa'atu is feminine. And the general rule, generally, how to tell a masculine word from a feminine word is the end of the word. So if it usually ends with this ta, which is known as ta al-marbuta, yeah, the ta which is connected to the end of the word, then it's a sign that the word is feminine. As-sa'atu. If you look like many female names, like Amina, they end with a ta. Ruqayyatu, Khadijatu, Safiyatu, Aminatu, Aishatu. So that's why we that's why we use huwa for al-kitab, because huwa means it. It's masculine, huwa, and here for as-sa'a because it's feminine. So I hope that answers your question. Next one, Abdulaziz. Please, what's the easy way to pronounce the words correctly as kaf and kha? Is by practice. Find a teacher and learn how to read it properly. Kaf and ka and kha. Can we start next lesson after Salat al-Maghrib? Well, we did today. We did, really. That's why I knew the time was short, so I just done the homework before Maghrib, even though we delayed it a bit. Ahsanallah ilaykum. Send homework, 15 questions to translate into Arabic, but we didn't go through the answers. We did. We went through them before Salat al-Maghrib. So
Talha, I think there were some more questions. I posted it in our WhatsApp channel.
Okay.
From the last week homework.
Oh yes.
I think that's what the brother's saying.
Okay. Yeah. So I got confused. I was doing the questions from last week, the first lesson, and I should have done them for this week as well. Inshallah, we'll go for that before next lesson then. So we have about 10 minutes slot before Maghrib. If we start, well, depends what the time is. Anyway, we'll go through next lesson anyway. Yes, we'll definitely do it. Okay, someone's asking, how can they gain knowledge whilst doing everything, like daily life? And that's just simply being disciplined and setting out times for yourself. So for example, if you used to say, I'm going to prioritize half an hour to an hour after Salat al-Fajr to memorize Quran, and then you do that as much as possible. Like you try and do that every day. So if you was to spend an hour memorizing after Salat al-Fajr or before it, then you'll find you'll memorize quite a lot. And then also prioritize the Arabic lessons. So we're doing Arabic lessons, prioritize those. So I'll give you an example how the Arabic language helps you to seek knowledge. How it helps you to seek knowledge. So the Arabic language, so I would say, if you don't know the Arabic language and you're like a beginner and you want to learn, or you've tried to study before and it didn't work out and you just, shaitan gets to you, and then you just give up, then what you should do is just prioritize memorizing Quran and learning the Arabic language. So what you're doing by memorizing Quran is you're training your brain to memorize. Not only are you training your brain to memorize, you're training your brain to memorize precisely. Because when you memorize the Quran, it has to be exact. Every fatha, kasra, dhamma, every sukoon has to be read perfectly. and you have to sound it out. So then you'll find that your memorization starts to become very precise. And then whilst you're learning, obviously you're learning Arabic, then your vocabulary starts to build and build, and then you're learning grammar, so you start to understand the Quran a lot more. Then once you start to progress, so this doesn't come, as I say, لا ينال العلم براحة الجسم, that knowledge is not obtained by the body being relaxed. You're not going to sit back and just, require knowledge. It comes with mushaqqa. It comes with enduring and tiring yourself out. So you'll find that the more you put into it, then your memorizing starts to become easier. Not just because you're memorizing something, but you start to understand what you're memorizing. So then when you start to memorize Quran, it helps you with your memorization because you understand what is being said, the understanding, the meaning, and you're understanding the grammar. So you know that it has to be this when you're memorizing. So if you make a mistake, you can, say you're reading, you'll think to yourself, hang on, I made a mistake because it must be this because of what you've studied. And then all the other texts, when you start to memorize, like texts, like Islamic texts on Aqidah, etc., they start to become extremely easy. I give you an example. Like the last time I said that it used to take me, I tried to memorize the 3 principles or the 3 categories of Tawheed when I first became Muslim in English, and I found it extremely difficult. Just memorize it in English. But then after, when you study and you put in the effort, and it doesn't come straight away, it can take a year, 2 years, 3 years until you get to a decent level, until the point where, you'll be able to memorize Usul al-Thalatha extremely quickly. So this was something shocking for me. So when I was memorizing stuff, and then I came to memorize Usul al-Thalatha. So Usul al-Thalatha at the time, so it took me about 2 weeks to memorize. Why? Because it became easy for me to memorize, because I understood what I was reading a lot better. Now, and generally, the person of Tawheed, the person of Sunnah, he finds it easy to memorize the texts of Aqidah because, he hears them often repeated constantly if he listens to scholars and lectures. Okay, there was 15 other questions from that. Yeah, so well done. Don't we read fi dunya? Is that what the person's asking? Abu Islam is asking. Yeah. So for example, that's clever. So obviously we'll get to that. There are some words that when fi and ala come before them, you can't see the kasra. Like here, he wrote fi dunya, where Allah says in the worldly life. Well, where's the kasra here? And the answer for that is because dunya is what is called ism maqsoor. So words that end with a broken alif. So he gave the example here, fi ad-dunya. Fi dunya, or it's like fi dunya. So where's the kasra? So generally there are words which end with a alif, mamdood, or maksoor, like this. Then when fi and ala come before them, then they can't take a kasra because of how they end. They end with a. You can't put a kasra on an alif, can you? That's why Allah, like the Prophet's name, Musa, It ends with this broken alif. And in the Quran, Allah says, وَفِي مُوسَى إِذْ أَرْسَلْنَا. So Allah says, وَفِي مُوسَى, and not وَفِي مُوسِي. That was a good question. But never mind about that just now. I think the question regarding starting the lesson, okay. No problem, Abu Bilal. Ayah 7, Surah Yusuf. لقد كان في يوسف. لقد كان في. Is it? لقد كان في يوسف and not يوسف. Have a look. Let me try and understand the question first. What I have said in 7. Yeah, no, it says, oh, so your question, yeah, I understood your question. Okay, so Allah says in Surah 7, لَقَدْ كَانَ فِي يُوسُفَ وَإِخْوَتِهِ آيَاتٌ لِلسَّائِلِينَ. And so your question is, why doesn't Yusuf end with a kasra, but it ends with a fatha? And we'll cover that in book 1 also. Now, it's really good that you're spotting these. For example, no, we'll go to that next lesson. But inshallah, next lesson, at the end of the lesson, I'll quickly do it just for those who want to know and those who can understand it. If you don't understand it or get it, then it doesn't matter. So we'll go for that next lesson, inshallah. Okay. Can you say أين الكتاب and the name of the book? An example, where is the book? Yeah. أين الكتاب زاد المستقنع. نعم. Yes, you can say it. أين الكتاب. Yeah. 2 parts for homework. You only did 1. No, we did 2. Yeah, sorry. We did miss the sentences that we didn't. We're going to go for the next lesson. Question on single dhamma on amina. Or why is there a single dhamma on amina? Next lesson, inshallah. That comes in next lesson. Do I need to know how to write Arabic to be successful in this class? Not really, no. But practice. Because, as I said, if you don't know how to write, just practice by writing out every single lesson. So just write them out, copy the book into another notebook. Somebody mentioned about the hour, where to find in which surah. يسألونك عن الساعة أيان مرساها in it's والنازعات غرقا. نازعات. يسألونك عن الساعة أيان مرساها فيما أنت من ذكراها. If I'm right, I'm sure it is. Why is there only 1 dhamma and amina? Everybody's asking that. You should work it out here. Okay, we'll get to that next lesson. Why can't some of us write in the Telegram group name chat? You can when it's enabled, but generally it's disabled for most of the time because it can be very disturbing, like many hundreds of people writing or constantly chatting. So there's particular times when we generally enable the chat for questions. The second part of the lesson started. No. We're finished today. Okay, Nazi'at 42. يسألونك الساعة أيان مرساها. Yep. Mistake, Ustad. It's Yusufa. Yeah. قد كان في يوسف وإخوته. So this is the beauty of the language and studying the language. That when you read the Quran, and then you read the ayah. لقد كان في يوسف وإخوته آيات للسائلين. That you understand why it's Yusufa, not Yusufi. يعني لذيذ. Okay, is it correct to say الكتاب في المكتب? Of course, القلم في المكتب. Or القلم, no, they're both correct. I don't understand. Isa Rashid and Surah Al-A'raf ayah, they ask about, yeah, there's a few. Yeah. إن الساعة آتية أكاد أخفيها, as in Surah Taha. نعم, so when it's sa'a generally in the Quran referred to as the hour, the final hour. طيب, جزاكم الله خيرا. There won't be a quiz for this part of the lesson. I've prepared a quiz for this lesson, but when we finish this lesson, I will release the quiz because it's quite lengthy. So it's a quiz on the whole of the book, the whole of Ad-Dars al-Rabi'. So you won't receive a quiz until we finish this lesson. But I'll send on the group sentences for you to translate, both English and Arabic. هذا وصلى الله على نبينا محمد والحمد لله رب العالمين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.